Basement Dwellers, hosted by your boys Jacob Santoro and Christian Talone.
You're blabbering about unnecessary stuff. Cut it out.
Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button to get all the updates from the channel too.
Tell me what your hand's doing over that button first.
But for now, just loud shout and kick back, cause I got a fresh one right here delivered to your speakers. Lock in. Alright.
We are back, Basement Dwellers podcast, episode 82, fresh and early in the morning. It's a nice, crisp 11:37. Christian is barely awake. We got our guest here right now. Joining us today is my good friend, streamer, YouTuber, Chrisellaneous, a.k.a. Chris. Welcome on, man.
What's up? I'm glad to be here.
All right.
Yeah, dude, I'm hyped. It's early in the morning, but...
I love when people come on for the first time because they're always just like, how fake and genuine do I say? All right,
Yeah.
dude, I'm happy to fucking be here.
Dude, about as fake as genuine as I am on streams, you know?
Yeah. Oh, see, yeah, you see, you're no stranger to being on camera. You
Yeah.
know what it's like. Yeah, we got over it. I always forget that we're like almost at 100 episodes. And so it's like, yeah, now I don't even think about it. I've learned that the secret for me is I barely look into my camera because
Yeah.
once I look into that thing, it feels super real to me. And I'm just like,
Well, I'm sure it's got to be wild because I've known you since before you were doing the podcast, and I've seen, like, you know, you put your stuff out there. So I've seen it from the start. And I looked at the channel the other day and I was like, wow, episode 80. Whoa. So I'm sure it's not the same, but I kind of get what you're saying.
yeah, what's up, buddy? How you doing today?
Tired.
He used to use my brave little trooper, man. This guy, he works nights, and so you know, it's just like, you know, late at night is Christian's time, so he had to. I appreciate you more than you know, buddy. Today, it's time. Get your fuel on.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, we might have to censor out the bottle.
Got
yeah.
my Mountain Dew.
you got a coffee, man. You're doubling up, man. I'm super happy to have you here. You know, you also are no stranger to just, you know, putting yourself out there for the interwebs. It's a weird feeling. It definitely picked up. Well, for us, it picked up during COVID. But were you streaming and stuff before that?
So it's weird because I started content creation with YouTube about 3 years ago in the middle of COVID, like early stages of COVID. Then I switched to Twitch and dropped YouTube. And now I do a little bit of both, but I was doing YouTube for a while, I think.
Okay.
So-
and what is you are primarily a Pokemon content creator.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, explain it. What do you mean?
That's not the goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like where I'm at. I love Pokemon Go. And in my journey of promoting my own videos and finding community that likes what I like, I got invited to join a draft league for the console Pokemon games. And it's just fun. Like, I love that community.
How does a draft league work for? Are you talking like, okay, like, so when I think of draft, I think of like playing like the TCG games, like we play Magic.
Yeah.
And so there's a draft where you get like booster packs, you find what you like, you grab one, you pass it down. So it's
Right.
like, what is that for, like a digital version of that?
No, that's a good question, but like it's more similar than you think. Like what they end up doing is the new Pokemon games don't have as many Pokemon as older games. So every Pokemon goes into a tier and you get to pick, I think we get to pick 10 different Pokemon, and there's, you know, A through D, and each Pokemon has a alphabetic value, and you get so many picks of whatever, you build a team, and each week you battle up against other people, and you can only switch between, because you use 6 Pokemon for a battle, and you can switch those 6 with any of your other 4.
Okay.
And you can do, like, as the season progresses, you can switch out and do trades with other people or
wow.
the
So it's-
Pokemon that weren't taken.
Okay.
So basically the season starts by taking a draft where everybody picks their 10 Pokemon to start.
And how long is the season?
Depends on how many people there are. Typically there's at least 8 matches.
Okay.
But like I said, I'm not really like I'm not Pokemon
For
obsessed.
sure. Yeah.
I love Pokemon Go, and I love the community that I found with the draft league.
Yeah.
And bottom line, to be honest with you, people just respond well to Pokemon.
I was waiting for him to be like, you know
Yeah.
what? And this is my announcement of saying, I'm fucking done with Pokemon.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck this. I am a Pokemon. This is my life.
I need to ask because Pokemon Go came out before COVID, right?
Oh yeah.
2016.
26. Holy shit, time's passed.
That was the summer where the world was in peace.
Yeah, that's when everyone was super happy. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Now I gotta ask, What team were you? Are you?
Oh, what team am I?
Yeah.
Dude, have you ever played?
Oh, I've played.
What team are you?
No, yeah, I want to hear you first.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Please, please
So-
humor me.
I am the ultimate team, Team Mystic.
Oh, you're the blue guys?
Yeah, we're the blue guys. I'm
Wow.
blue la-di-di-da-di-da.
Oh, okay. What were you, Christian?
I forget what it was called. I was the yellow guys.
Instinct,
my-
baby. That's right.
No, you guys.
That's instinct, baby. That's
So,
what we do.
The way it works
Yeah.
is for you uncultured Pokemon Go.
Oh, okay.
Blue is great. Red is okay. Those two, we have a rivalry, but it's gravy, baby. We have
Yellow's just
respect for
pure
each other.
autists.
But if you're instinct, then
You're instinctually dumb.
there's no. I'm not a prejudiced person.
It sounds like
in
you're
any
about
way,
to
but if you're Team Instinct, then you've got no business with me.
Damn. It's like it's better. You know what though? It's better than the Valor for sure. Those guys are the worst. Those guys are like the Gryffindors of that whole thing, that they just think they all have main character syndrome. I had friends that like the only people I knew that would decal their car with their stickers were Team Valor people. Like,
Oh, that's fair.
yeah, and so it's like it was so frustrating. But you brought up a really good point. Like that's, I mean, yeah, dude. Like I remember times were just so good when that game came out.
That's what I'm
like
saying.
the beta versions where they didn't even have the original 151 yet. Like, man, that was probably the most I ever walked outside of being a teenager.
No,
Like,
it was the point where it was fresh, it was brand new. Even the people who weren't super nerds or whatever, they were like, "This is the thing."
yeah.
You know, like for the when it first released, people were about it.
Did you
know?
ever hear about that guy that was like playing that game in Japan and he had like that bike?
Oh, we had the bicycle with like
Oh,
the
dude,
you hear about
70
that?
phones on it.
You know, I have.
That's so insane, dude.
People make lifestyles or make a career out of farming secondary Pokemon Go accounts and selling them.
Now look
Really?
at look
Yeah.
at this shit, dude. Look how fucking crazy that is. and it's so cute because he's an old man. You know what I mean? Like he's so like in touch. Like, but like, how does this happen up
That's
here?
what I was gonna say. It's kind of fucked.
So imagine if he got $1,000 for each phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like imagine he got those accounts to maybe level 40 or whatever, and each account is hooked up to a Gmail, and he just sells the email that's connected to it.
Wow.
Say maybe I don't know if that's what he did, but people do that. Like
Oh, for sure, it's a hustle.
It's possible he's making $500 per phone after he sells it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's just
You gotta
insane.
think, and then each account probably gets even more valuable, like with like the better Pokemon he catches. Right?
Exactly, dude.
That's so crazy. Yeah, but I mean that's been going on for a long time. I mean, like I remember people like selling TF2 accounts because they had items, or like there's people now that are still selling like Apex
Oh, yeah.
accounts. You know what I mean? Like it always bums me out though. Like because I'm definitely like I'm one of those guys that I put in my dues for Skyrim. I will never play that game vanilla without like some kind of like cheat room,
Right.
Just because I'm bored. You know what I mean? But like people who will just play the game and then they're like, I have $2,000 to spend, so give me this account. Like that just sounds so boring.
Dude, there's so much controversy in the Pokemon Go community. Like there's a large community behind it.
Yeah.
And honestly, one of the things that keeps me in it is like just there's so much tea all the time. There's just so much.
It doesn't feel like it should be.
Yeah, no, but like there's a great community of people who do meet up for like their community days or whatever. But then there's like, you know, I don't want to make this a Pokemon Go thing, but it goes deep. Like there's such heated conversations about it.
I'm gonna get a text from Christian at 3 a.m. just be like, dude, are you aware of the Team Valor iceberg? He's gonna go down the rabbit
It's just
hole.
like Team Valor.
No, man. I mean, but we get it. But like, we totally get it. I mean, we're you know, not so much me anymore. But it's like we're video gamers and fucking we game. You know, I'm mostly on like TCG and stuff. But yeah, it's crazy. Like it's like we always make the joke that I have a few non-podcast related videos on the YouTube, and our most popular one by far is me just talking shit about Magic the Gathering. Like
That's
so,
awesome.
it's just crazy. Like how much like it's like this is supposed to be a fun game.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like holy shit, like that happened really. But I also do hear horror stories. Like I mean, I've definitely heard of like people getting like robbed on stream. I've heard of like crazy shit like that because I didn't even know that you could be mobile with Twitch until recently.
It's weird.
Yeah, I didn't even know that you could just walk around at a park and just be like, "What's up, dudes?" Like I'm just like
It's
there's
your boy.
Like well, there's dudes who there's people who primarily just like their whole Twitch account is them just like walking through, just walking.
like vlog Twitch.
Yeah.
basically.
have you ever been interested in watching? Like, have you ever thought of any person that you've known from like YouTube or anything like that, where you're like, I just want to watch them live life? Like,
No.
it's so crazy because those streams get thousands of streams at one time.
Have you ever tried to do like a vlog style video too?
No, I tried. So when me and my ex went to Utah, I tried, but I get so in my head about like video editing and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, this kind of sucks, and so I never released it. But like, not a live stream now.
It's hard.
No, for sure.
Like, I tried to do a live stream from TwitchCon, and it was just so much noise. I definitely didn't have the equipment for it, so it's on me a little bit. But a lot of my Pokemon Go videos are kind of vlog style, but I get the opportunity to edit them, and I plan where I want to go sit and whatever. But I have a purpose, right? So the vlog life video style, not that I really know, but I assume it's more, like you said, kind of showing off what you're doing and whatever. I just don't understand how it can be like a awesome environment for like sound and audio and visuals and shit.
It just drives me crazy because like, okay, like I did like this whole like deep rabbit hole video about like, I watched like this almost 2-hour long video on Aiden Ross, and like that guy used to stream 2K. You know what I mean? Like he played like NBA 2K on stream, right? And then he got really big, and then like after a while, it's like because of that popularity, I mean, the dude was streaming for like 6 hours just talking. You know what I mean? And like, I love people. Like, I like Charlie, like Moist Critical. Like, I love those dudes. But like, the fact that dude gets so much traction because he just goes on YouTube and just comments on other people's YouTube videos. It's like, bro, I have played my heart and soul out. Like, I have been straight up. Like, what was that show with the chess one with the girl on Netflix?
Oh, Queen's Gambit.
Queen's Gambit. Like, have you heard of that one?
I've heard of it.
Oh, people just got obsessed with it. It's a chess show, but it's like, dude, I remember like like playing my heart out of Magic Arena, and just sitting there and like calculating in my head like I'm playing fucking chess, and I look over, there's 4 people fucking watching me. You know what I mean? But so it's just like when someone's just like, or like I look at crazy people like Sneeko who just have these wild tirades. That's probably why too, is because
fuck Sneeko.
Yeah, dude, that guy's fucking crazy.
Yeah, fuck.
You know what I mean?
Psycho.
Yeah.
Is that what we said?
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. Like, if I'm going to watch Twitch, I've never watched someone, like, I've never been interested in watching a Twitch stream of someone just talking about nonsense. Like, I've hopped in on yours just to watch you play, like Phasmophobia or like Pokemon, like, because it's just like, at least I'm watching. I do love watching people play scary games because I'm too much of a chicken shit to play them myself.
Dude.
When I was editing your Phasmophobia videos, like, there were times where I was like, ooh, like, this is like it was so bad.
Dude, I'm working on one right now, and I've been changing my editing style, and it's just going to be the funniest fucking video.
Okay.
I hope. Anyway, we'll see. But
that was like the thing because we all grew up in the era with just like the rise of like PewDiePie and Markiplier and stuff like that, and horror games were definitely like the big shtick. You know?
They're awesome.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah. I just can't play them. Like I remember, like
you can watch them.
I could watch them because I'm able to pause it, turn it down, or fast forward.
Let me go turn on the lights real quick. This is a little much.
Like I remember, so me and my ex once found out that if you play Resident Evil, is it 7? Is the one with the like the house in like Louisiana or whatever?
No idea.
No idea. Do you know what I'm talking about? Which one was like? Is it Resident Evil 7?
Oh, with like the family?
Yeah, with the family.
I have no
Anyways,
idea.
it's either 7 or 8. But like we found out that if you play it with headphones, like with stereoptic sound or whatever it's called, there are noises in the headphones that you don't hear on the TV. And
shit.
And when we found that out, I'd be like, okay, you put the headphones on and I'll play the game. Like I can't fucking do this. Yeah, the game like fucks with you. And I've always just been like, I tell everybody, I don't even know why I document when I say this, but it's just like, if you fuck with me, I'm gonna believe it every single time. Like if Christian wanted to just cut the power, like if I was the only one home and he just went over to the breaker box and just like that, I would shit myself. Like I would like my first instinct would not be someone's fucking with me. Like that's why I can't do them.
Can I just say, like, because you guys are kind of talking about it a little bit, like, shout out to like video games that like actually focus on like the surround sound or like the headphone aspect of like video. Like, have you ever played Senua's Sacrifice?
No.
It's like this, like you play like this Viking chick who has to go to like Helheim to like find her dead husband or something like that. But she's also, it's like it plays a lot on like mental illness and like schizophrenia a little bit.
Yeah.
So like you have to wear it's best played with headphones, and it's like really good at doing
Oh
that.
yeah.
I think I showed you that.
Yeah, I've seen this on the Xbox Game Pass. You've told me about it for
and, like,
sure.
Oh shoot, that looks great.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks amazing. The game, like playing it for the first time, is awesome because like it starts out with her like on like a little canoe, right, like sailing into Helheim, I think it is, or wherever she's going. Basically, like where Vikings go before they go to Valhalla or whatever, and she hears voices like the whole time. The whole time you're playing, she has like little voices giving her hints or like lying to her or like telling her you're gonna die or like some shit like that.
Like Navi.
Yeah, and but it's like constant. It's like, and there's like 10 different voices talking to her, and they're all like her voice, and it's like it can get so stressful and scary, and like it's almost like to the point like when there's no voices, you're kind of like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, so like, would you say that game has like a lot of ambiance to it? And
Yes.
so that's one thing that like through horror games, I've never been. I grew up. I wanted to be a game designer. I never explored it very much, and that's not my passion now. But with horror games, I've started to like really have a appreciation, not an understanding, but appreciation for sound design and lighting effects. Have you ever played Outlast?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
We
Fuck
were
that game,
recently,
bro. Like,
recently we were talking about how we had a friend of ours. We just sat there and watched him like speedrun that game because he's played it like 1,000.
Speedrun?
Yeah, like he's played it so many times. Like he was just like, okay, do this, grab these batteries here, do this, do that, and we were just like, what the fuck's happening?
Oh, yeah, he beat it in like no time.
Yeah, it
fucking
was
nuts.
crazy.
I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah, but again, like those are games that I'm just so sick of everyone being like, why are you being such a baby, dude? Like my biggest thing ever is like, again, just. I'm like a broken record, but one of the things I always hate is when like, you remember like how sometimes like they'll do like movie promo tours where like, like we're here with Chris talking about his new horror movie, and then they just like ask you questions, and like one of the questions is always like, so what about this project? Like why did you decide to jump on this project? And like these stupid fucking actors are always like they always say the stupid thing like, well, I just think every now and again we all just like to be scared sometimes. I'm just like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, if I could live a life, like if there was a red pill, blue pill, and it was like, you'll never have the feeling of fear ever again, but your penis shrinks to 1 inch only, I'd be like, dude, I'm taking that pill. Like, I'm fucking
Yeah,
good.
I
Like,
mean,
like,
on one hand, nothing changes.
exactly. Yeah, easy, dude. So yeah, but I mean, like I can appreciate them from afar for sure. Like it's just like, dude, like that's why I have to find the humor in it, and that's why I would watch your videos, and like that's why I'd watch just Let's
Yeah.
Plays because like it's got to be funny to me.
Oh,
you know?
dude.
Like it has to be.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why like the only way I can watch scary movies is I'm with friends, and we're not at a movie theater, so we can like talk about it the entire movie
And not get murdered.
and not get fucking freaked out.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just my mom was always just like, you are so jumpy that you probably shouldn't have a gun, and I was like, no, I'm fine. Like it's just like don't worry about it. Like it's just like I'm good. Don't worry about it. I don't know. Are you? Oh, fuck, I was gonna ask a question. So you're primarily doing Let's Plays and stuff like that. Is there anything in the works that like is there a game that's coming out that you're excited to kind of just like get on like as soon as it's out?
Not entirely. I have some visions for what I want to have up and coming, and I can explore that. But right now, the big thing is Dead Space, the reboot of that.
Huge fans of Dead Space.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I love that game, and I didn't realize how much I loved that game until the remake came out. And Markiplier and Jacksepticeye have a brand. I was like, I need that fucking shirt.
I saw that. I saw
Yeah.
you post it. You hear about this? The Dead Space merch?
No.
What is it called?
Cloak.
Cloak. That's right.
CLOAK.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, check this shit out. Yeah, they look cool. Like it's
I should have worn that shirt today.
like they have like his pack or whatever. Like
Oh,
on
that's
the
dope.
yeah on the
It
back.
glows in the dark.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's super cool, right? I'd rock that, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool. I know we're huge Dead Space fans over here. When we were younger, we got into playing the Dead Space 3 like the multiplayer and stuff like that. We do
Yeah.
that. But Christian does this thing where he plays games before I do. So when I play it with him, he's like, "Look at all this cool stuff I have, Jacob. Look how cool I
It's
am."
just you. I was trying to tell you like let's play it. Let's find a day to play. You kept canceling on me. And I was like, I'm fucking playing.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't
I'm just
care.
horrible with video
You're
games
just
now, dude.
unreliable.
Yeah, I did. Have you played? Okay, how about this? Have you played Deep Rock Galactic?
Yeah.
Are you a fan of it?
I like Deep Rock Galactic.
There you go, dude.
I'm a big old fan of that
He's
game.
a fucking
I love that game.
and I just can't get into it. And I feel bad because like I do miss playing video games like a lot. I'm now the casual version of it where it's like I can only play for like an hour at a time and I'm over it.
That's fair.
I just
I'm a big like job sim guy. Like I like games that like aren't really like killing stuff can be part of the game, but I'm also like I think it's like I don't know, like Minecraft was probably like where it started, like just that like laborious, like I got to do this and then build this, But no, I love Deep Rock Galactic because it's like you're there and you're killing bugs and stuff, but your main job is like you get these minerals,
Yeah.
you got to go mine shit.
Well, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did you ever play Power Wash Simulator?
Power Wash Simulator. I've seen people play it. I haven't played it myself though, but it looks like so satisfying to play.
yeah.
I beat the game. And there's no reason I should have had as much fun as I did playing that.
Is that the game where you have to clean up like a spaceship after like just like a horrible accident?
No, it's the one
Yeah,
where, like,
no, that
oh, it is?
happens. That
Really?
happens. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a
Oh,
simulator.
shit.
There's like a simulator where you're literally just have a mop and a bucket, and there's just a bunch of like fucking Xenos blood and shit like that.
You don't realize till halfway through, but there's an overarching story that doesn't really get very narrated. And as you progress the levels, it starts with a park, a house, whatever.
Yeah.
It starts getting into really fucking themed stuff, dude.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy. I like those games too. Like I just picked up it's called like City Skylines. It's like Microsoft's version of SimCity.
Yeah.
I like those games too. But like I said, like if I played that game for more than 3 hours, I'd go insane. Because they're so demanding, just like the fucking Sims. Like our roommate plays Sims, and I to this day will never understand how people can play it so long because I just get anxiety because I'm like, God, my guy has to shit. He's hungry. Now he's stinky. Now, you know what I mean?
So
Like,
there is too much shit going on.
So
in
how
Sims.
many Tamagotchis have you killed?
I never. So this is how far my anxiety has gotten to is that I never owned one.
Oh.
I couldn't. And like my older sister, like she had one. She had multiple, and we would just go out and like she'd have them on her little belt clip here. Boop boop boop. As soon as I learned that they could die, I was like, I'm good, dude. Like I can't.
Yeah.
Like I can't. I fucking can't. Because if this thing dies, dude, I'm. This is why I don't have plants. Like this is why like I can't. Like it just stresses me out. I can't do it. So it's like when I think about like the games that you play and stuff like that. Like, have you ever heard of Phasmophobia, Christian?
I have not.
So it's a ghost hunting sim.
So it's a multiplayer ghost hunting game. You have different objectives. Your job is to identify the ghost. And
I think maybe I actually have seen that then. Is that the one where they kind of walk funny? Like they're kind of like chunky walking or like.
that does happen.
I mean,
There's different ghosts and different avatars for them.
And it tells you, is it the one where it's like, it tells you like you have to go into this room and then play this or whatever, do this. And then it'll be like, okay, well, those ghosts didn't respond to that. So it's not a djinn. And then like, you have to cross it.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Is that the
yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So
I have seen this.
Yeah.
yes.
So you like put up like and stuff like that, and I thought that was a pretty cool game. But it's like it's games like this that do the thing where it's just like the fear of uncertainty, because they're always randomly generated, right? Like
Yeah. Each playthrough is different, and there's, I want to say about 12 different locations, maybe more.
yeah.
So-
this shit got me fucked up. Can't do it, dude. So it's like I like watching him do it. I don't know. I just like wholesome games.
Look, are any of those my thumbnails?
I don't
Nah.
Damn.
Doesn't look like it. That's shitty.
Boo. Boo, Google. I don't know why I said I like wholesome games. I like violent games. Like I just like games where I can turn off my brain. Like it's like you were talking about Dead Space. I could play that game on repeat for the rest of my life. Same with like Gears of War. Same with, you know what I mean? Same with
Yeah.
like the campaign from like Modern Warfare 2. Just classic, Have you played, we were talking about this on an episode. Have you played, what was that game? What's the Russian game?
Oh, Atomic Heart?
Have you played Atomic Heart?
No.
Dude, have you heard of Atomic Heart?
No.
You've never heard of the sexy robot ladies, dude? Are you fucking kidding me?
I was too busy with Lady Dimitrescu.
Yeah, that one's also. So there's this game called Atomic Heart that plays. I would say that it kind of reminds me of like what's the one I'm thinking of? BioShock. Kind of to me, yeah, kind of plays like BioShock. If you ever
Okay.
played that,
Yeah.
Oh, not Atomic Bomb, but essentially, are you a scientist? Like, what are you?
You're like a. I don't want to say you're like a KGB guy, but you're like a special forces in like
Yeah.
the Russian military. It takes place. It's kind of like a Fallout kind of.
That's what I meant more.
storyline.
It's like dystopian, so
Oh.
it's very retro looking, but they have like robots and automated like machines and stuff like
and
that.
it's like the main story is like there's this guy who basically makes it's almost like a theme park, right, where he like displays all these robots that he created to like help everyone in their everyday life. Right, and then for some reason something happens and all the robots go rogue and they start trying to kill you. And it's like it's really interesting because it's like all these robots have these like special things that they do, right, that can help, that are made to help humanity. I don't know, like cultivate,
Right.
plants or like
For a brighter future,
there are
one
even
of
some
those.
that are
Yeah,
like
yeah.
specifically designated for like military purposes and stuff. And it's just interesting to see how these robots like creatively
Yeah.
use their intended purpose to like try to kill you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that's like the big premise of the game. It's just like fight the robots.
But the creators of the game knew who their audience was, and they came up with these two robots called the Ballerina Twins, who are just these big mommy robots who are like 9 feet tall. And you could just see their fucking nipply nips, and like they're just ridiculously sexualized. But they were
Whoa.
but on their Twitter and stuff like that, they were posting like thirst. Like they were posting like almost essentially like DeviantArt, like on their.
They were, yeah. They were my whole thing. Like, okay, so it's a Russian-made game, made
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Russia, right? Right now,
Hell yeah.
there's a lot of shit going on over there. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's a screen grab from the game.
yeah. She like just landed on you.
You're just, oh!
Yeah.
So
So
what was this game called again? Like,
Yeah.
But my whole thing about it, like I downloaded the game because I have been waiting for this game for years,
Right.
Because they had posted a trailer like I don't know like 3 or 4 years ago, right? And I was like, holy shit, this game looks beautiful, right? And I'm sure it is. I have an Xbox One. I haven't played it on Xbox Series X or whatever. I'm sure it looks amazing, even better on there. But in the trailers, it looked beautiful, and I was so excited for the game. This was like when I originally saw this before the whole Ukraine Russia bullshit, right? So the game came out. I was like, cool. And then I started noticing, like he said, like they were posting like the thirst about these two characters, right? And it was like he's not joking. Like it was like DeviantArt type shit. Like it was posted by the devs, and they were just like, haha.
Like they saw what like Liddy like dear what's her name Dimitrescu or whatever.
Dimitrescu?
Like,
Yeah.
they saw like the responses from that, and they were like, oh yeah.
They were like really trying to sell the sex on it. And I was just like, why are they trying so hard to do that? Like, it just kind of seems like, like usually like let the fans do that,
Right.
But,
yeah.
but they were doing it themselves. So I was like, that's weird. And because it's like these characters, there was also like rumors about like a 6-hour long sex scene with
Yeah.
one of them, and then yeah,
Like if you beat the game, if you like 100% completion it, those two ladies just have a 6-hour bang fest, and
supposedly,
you could just supposedly.
I guess like in the actual release that wasn't a thing.
Okay.
Right? But then I guess there was like another. They're talking about releasing a DLC where they're like, oh, and this many hours of gameplay, and they were like 6 hours of gameplay. So everyone was like, oh my god, they're gonna have a sex scene.
We talked about
Holy
if it
shit.
was confirmed, we talked about doing a live stream of us watching it, like
Yeah.
just like for 6 hours. Like we were gonna sit down and just get some beers, get some weed, and just start watching this.
Yeah, so they're kind of like really like leaning into that like thirst, aspect of the game, and I was like, why the fuck are they doing this? And then I remember I was playing the game. I was up like late at night. I was playing at like 4 a.m. or something like that, and then my game updated at 4 a.m. And I was like, what the fuck? And then like it was like an 8 gigabyte update. And I was like, that seems like more than just bug fixes.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was like, what the fuck is 8 gigabytes that they're putting in my game? So in my head, I got really like in my head about it. I was like, bro, it's fucking Russian spyware. Like,
Yes.
I gotta delete
Foil
this
hat,
shit.
man.
No, dude. Each giant mommy milker was 4 gigs.
They actually reduced the boob sizes on him like shortly after release. I
Yeah,
know,
dude,
right?
they
You hate
got
to
us.
see it.
They
Damn
got us
shame.
good. Yeah. So yeah, Christian just like texted me at like 4 a.m. He's like, dude,
I was like, delete that game right now.
yeah, he was just all crazy. Like it's insane, dude. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty fun game,
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just not like when they started getting really marketable about that. It kind of reminds me of like that really just cringy thing when like corporations try to meme you like into buying shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's a social media trend. Like as corporations kind of pick up on that, it's happening in music too. Things are being made with the intention of being clippable and
Right.
you know what I mean?
Which is weird. Like, you know, do you ever look at your YouTube analytics to see like how long people watch your videos?
Yeah.
It kind of makes you feel like shit sometimes.
It does.
Yeah.
And the wild thing is, I mean, you know.
Oh yeah, we know.
Yeah. You know when it's better.
Yeah.
And you get used to it and you know that like 3 minutes might be a lot or for this type of content, 20 minutes is a lot.
Well, we do what's called long form content. I mean, our videos are between an hour and almost 2 hours long.
Yeah.
And it's like, I remember finally, it's like, I'll just look, just whatever. It said our average viewership was 6 minutes. And so I was like, wow, like I've never, like I'm about to start putting like fucking Subway Surfers like on the
Dude,
bottom.
I know.
So people watch our shit. Like I'm just going to start posting more TikToks of just like duetting Subway Surfer videos like during our clips. Like,
Dude, it's the key.
it's just everyone
Is
here.
that why people like will post their videos and then just have like a GTA like drift?
Oh,
video
100%.
on the side?
1000%. Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because it's pleasing. And it's like you see like those custom like GTA games where they're like going down the big slope with all the bumps and stuff.
Or
It's
like the
because-
Minecraft like
Yeah.
obstacle courses and shit.
It's a total
just
gimmick. It's intentional.
algorithmic, like-
It's the same Minecraft clip too. Like people will go record that with no purpose for it and then just throw it in randomly.
right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, and it's crazy because, yeah, it's just marketable because of things like TikTok and Instagram Reels. Everyone's attention span is just like, you know what I mean? Like, but it's smart, you know, like to take advantage of it. It's super smart. But yeah, that's honestly why. That's why you see things and you're like,
No, because I've definitely noticed that. Like, I'll be like scrolling through like Facebook or Instagram or something, right? And then there'll be some person like on all like the whole video is just them telling stupid dad jokes, right? But it's just like the video is just like I said, like someone doing like cool drift tricks on GTA, and the video has nothing to do with GTA, right? But I'll be watching it just because I'm like, wow, like watching the GTA video.
Yeah, no, it's story time, dude. You got something nice to watch. You got somebody telling you some shit, you know?
Man.
And then at the end, they cut it when you don't expect it, when you're
Which-
comfortable. And you have to go find part 2. And then you increase their algorithmic value because you check their profile.
and it's so frustrating because I will talk so much shit about that. And what do I still do? Everything that you just said.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate it, dude.
I think of it while I'm doing it, and I'm like, I fucking hate myself for this, but what happened to his sister?
And part 2 is never fucking ever. Like,
Ever.
Yeah, it's
I
never
know.
like, because you're wasting so much time just doing that. And now it's just like, okay, well, I wasted all this time and I don't even give a shit about the ending. Like, it's just, people, I honestly think that it is a marketable skill. Like, you should be able to put on a resume that I am a phenomenal bait video maker.
Clickbaiter.
Yeah, like I'm so or like thumbnails. Like honestly, dude, I think that an actual marketable skill is just making clickbait thumbnails.
Yeah.
Because
I wonder that because you know like we've seen ads where like people are like companies are like, oh, we'll increase your viewership by like 100,000 viewers like every month or something like that, you know. And I'm like, I wonder if that's just what they're gonna do. They just add like random like shitty ads.
So what they do, so with those things is that they're bots, aren't they? Like that's what those like people who like reach out to you about like on your like business accounts and stuff like that. They're bots.
Not always, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's just there's a whole side of it. Like people know marketing is a real talent. It's a real skill. And there's a whole side of things like paid marketing, where the way Facebook or any of these sites work, you put a budget in, you're guaranteed a certain amount of results. You have to be.
Yeah.
At least imprints or something like that. And so the people who aren't bots probably focus a lot on that, and they assume that nobody knows what SEO is and keywords and hashtags. And
I don't know what
basically, basically what you'll get from a lot of marketing people is like, you'll get a list of these things they'll do for you, and they're super vague. Like if you know anything about the topics, you'll know that like, okay, you're going to do SEO improvement, but like how? What does that mean? What are you going to do? Like things that anybody with experience light would be like, that's not you telling me anything about your service.
Okay.
And they can basically show you anything at the end and be like, well, we did this.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I didn't know that that's fucking what you meant.
And it's crazy because as content creators, it's like it's almost like you get FOMO. Even if you can look at something and feel like it's definitely not legit and like, oh, they're going to give me like 12,000 followers, but they're all bot accounts and stuff like that. It's like, but there's a part of you that's like, that might help me, even though you don't want to do it. Like, and it's so crazy how the algorithm works because I've taken time to literally Like I've spent hours, not hours, but like I've spent like an hour on like a minute long TikTok, right, to promote the show. You know, you get like 1,000 views. That's cool. Fucking Christian sends me a video of him jerking off pie crust at family Thanksgiving, like being silly. It gets 64,000 views on our Instagram. And I'm just like, how the fuck does this happen? Which is really funny, though. It's one of my favorite videos because if you look at the comments, they all just call Christian gay. And they all feel bad for his dad.
So, I mean, real quick, if you haven't seen it, so like it was on Thanksgiving, right? And we were making pies, and my mom had bought like the little rolled
Cream
up
pies?
They were. It was an apple pie, I think.
Oh, sorry.
And we were. She bought these like frozen pie crusts, right? And they're rolled up into like a little tube. And it was almost time for us to start eating, and we need to get the pies in the oven. And the pie crusts were still kind of frozen. Like if I tried to unroll it, they would have shattered. So I was trying to warm it up at first, and I was like, this is gonna be weird, but whatever. So I started like stroking it to like kind of create some friction, right, to like warm them up a little bit. And my mom started recording me while I was doing it, and then she was just like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then like my dad's like sitting next to me, and I was just like, "Hey, Dad, you want to help me out?"
Yeah.
And he just got up and left. And then my son, my 3-year-old son at the time, is like sitting next to me, just like
none of them cared. And like his dad didn't walk away from shame. His dad just
Right.
fucking walked away because his dad's a fucking dad. But like if you look at all the
"Hey, I gotta
comments,
do no gay shit." Yeah, all the comments are just like, "Damn, his dad hates him."
That's so wild, bro. That's awesome.
So it's like it's crazy just how that works.
Yeah.
And that's what drives me insane because I'm like, how does like a Tony from ScaredyCast posted a video of his son playing like Mario Maker or something like that?
Yeah.
2 million views on TikTok.
Mario Maker, bro.
Just like that's so crazy. Like,
That is, yeah.
And it's like they do a weekly show, they do a bunch of stuff like for like the fucking horror community and all this shit, and they're doing okay. I mean, they have like 4,000 followers on Instagram and stuff, but like 2 million views on TikTok just from your kids playing Mario Maker, probably shitty. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, and I'll say, like, I have my experience with that. Like, I put up a short. YouTube Shorts is where I get like a lot of stuff from.
Yeah.
Does better than TikTok, but I put up a YouTube short that within a week became my third most viewed short ever. 13K views.
Nice.
And it was Bowsette. It was just me walking into work, my headphones, the Bowsette Chalk Eater song. And that did well. And Rocket League clips, even though I don't really play that or make content, they always do well. And it's the perfect example of haters will make you famous.
Yeah.
Because the Rocket League community, bro, is so toxic.
Oh, I'm fucking
yeah.
sure.
Like one of the worst.
Oh, I'm fucking
Yeah.
sure.
So you'll do like a 10-second clip scoring a goal. You got the point, like whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody will be like, dude, bronze tier for sure. What are you doing? You have no idea. Blah blah blah. Everybody has something to say, but it's all algorithmic value that pushes it.
Yeah.
I
You know?
might have to just start. We might have to just start outsourcing. Hey, if you have like an hour and a half stream of just you playing Rocket League, and will allow us to just put it over. I'll just say fuck. I'll sell the cameras, dude, and we'll just become an audio podcast.
Dude, 1000%. Like,
It's fucking gnarly. Like it's so crazy.
but
I don't get it.
the only reason, and I ignore those comments on the Rocket League because at the end of the day, dude, like I can do one Rocket League match, get 4 or 5 clips, and they're all more or less guaranteed to get 2,000 to 5,000 views.
Shit.
And I'm just sitting there like, dude, you can say I'm bronze all day long. I don't care. You still watch, you still commented, and 8 other people subscribed to my channel because you had some shit to say.
And that's what I've
Like-
learned is like because I'm horrible at criticism. I'm fucking horrible at criticism. Like I can't stand it. It just breaks my heart.
Yeah, yeah.
But like again, referencing Tony, I mean, like yeah, dude, it's like exactly like you said. It's like you could feel bad about it, but they still watched your video to say that.
Right.
And there are people who consistently will watch your videos just to talk shit, but they're still watching it.
Right.
I mean, so
Well, you got to think for like it. I got the most understanding and appreciation for it when I started jumping into shorts because every hateful comment, you know, like it's rude, it doesn't make you feel good. But then at the end, when the hype settles down, you realize that one video got you whatever. And it's not all about views, but in this case, it helped me understand some things. But it makes you realize, yeah, like 3 people said some gnarly stuff about this, but since they did that, people that actually liked it were able to see it because of how it got fed out. And I'm just like, that works. I don't care if the people who liked it didn't comment, they subscribed.
Yeah.
Or they still watched it all the way through.
It's the fucking NASA mentality. It's just, hey man, one way or another, we made it. Like,
Yeah.
we might have blown up a few times, but hey, we did it, right? Have you seen the new Mario movie?
No, I have plans to.
Oh, neither of us. We really want to see it. Yeah, that fucking song. I am already sick of that song though.
Have you heard the Bowsette song?
Oh,
though?
of course I have, dude. Yeah. No, I was actually just saying that this is the first time in a long time since COVID that I've there's a string of movies I'm excited to see. 100%. I want to take him if he wants to come, but I'm gonna go see Barbie. 100%, because that's the alpha sigma in me. You know what I mean? Gotta go see Barbie.
Low key, it looks good.
Oh, it looks fantastic. Yeah, dude. And my boy Gosling, dude, looks amazing in that blonde hair. But you have that, you have Mario movie, you have Oppenheimer, which I really want to see, and then you have John Wick 4. And John Wick 4 is like 2.5 hours of just nonstop adrenaline, dude. Like, it's the first time in a long time, because I love going to the movies. And so that was something that really sucked for COVID, is because they either all went to, HBO or whatever, or they were just dog shit movies.
Yeah.
So now we're actually kind of getting back. It's kind of like just seeing like it's kind of like, nature is finally coming back to the normalcy.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to be like a jerk about like cinema in general, but it's just like everything was all Marvel for so long.
Yeah.
Oh
and
my
Marvel's
God.
dropped the ball. Like,
Marvel's taking a shit.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure they are.
but I'm just like so glad to see that there's other movies out
About time. Yeah.
that like are good and not trying to copy that or
Yeah.
I don't know.
My dad actually brought up a really good point recently, because my dad's a big movie guy too, and he was like, I remember growing up, and it's like you could list so many movie stars from the '80s alone, like movie stars. It's like I couldn't really name much, from like today's age, because a lot of things are either remakes, throwaway movies that are just like, fuck it, we're gonna make our money back, and then who cares, or they're Marvel movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you don't really have like at least to mine. I mean, you have I do know of some names, but it's like there is no you think of like action stars, so you have like the Bruce Willis and Sylvester Stallone, the fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme, like that shit doesn't exist anymore. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I always just think that's where I'm just like, damn, I could totally write a movie. Just we should write a movie, dude.
I mean, you just look at any Expendables fucking cast if you want to find modern day action stars.
I don't care what anyone says. I love those movies. I love watching old men just still try to act hard and badass. That's my favorite fucking genre.
Yeah. Those movies were actually good, and I couldn't tell you a fucking thing about them.
No, man. I love my introspective movies for sure, but I also that's why I love the John Wick movies. And I was so tardy to the party that one day, literally probably like 3 months ago, I watched 1, 2, and 3 on HBO.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, these are fucking incredible. It was like, now I need more.
It's just honestly, I don't even think like the story is fine. He's an assassin, right? He's trying to save his dog or get revenge or whatever. But I think what does it for me on those movies is just the fight choreography is fucking it's so good, dude. Just how he turns everything into a weapon, and he has he knows 7 different types of fighting styles,
Yeah, it's like the same people who talk shit about the Fast and Furious movies. It's just they're that director has come out and said these are 100% satire. So it's you can make fun of these movies all you want. We're making fun of these movies because they're fucking insane. How do we go from an underground drifting club in Tokyo, Japan, and now we're going to the fucking moon?
Right.
I mean, we watched this video. Who's the Donut Media? I think it was. Yeah. I don't know if they're a car YouTube channel, but they have this one-off video where they just rate all the Fast and Furious movies, and I haven't seen anything past 4, right?
Right.
But I mean, there's straight up scenes. They have fucking Vin Diesel. There's a scene where he straight up, what does he punched the ground and
it
it
stomps on an overpass and it just shatters.
It's cracking the fucking bridge. That's what I think. As soon as you just come to terms with, not every movie needs to be a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could just turn off the movie or turn off your brain and just enjoy yourself.
Well, I think it's because somewhere along the lines, we got really obsessed with things being realistic, and it's for a while movies weren't,
Right.
they were just yeah, he's a fucking superhero, he's gonna
Right.
punch this and it's gonna blow up,
Right.
and it's even the superhero movies, yeah, they're kind of cool, but it's what are they really doing? It's sure, he can shoot lasers out of his eyes or whatever, or there's that scene where what's his name? Fucking Captain America's like chasing Bucky, like, and they're like running like as fast as cars or whatever. But it's like, honestly, I think like it's like the uncanny that makes stuff like kind of interesting. So like that's why like I think it's hilarious and awesome. Like when Dom like squashes the street, because it's just like, why did that happen? But it makes you talk about it and it's funny to watch, you know. Because you want to see stuff that you don't see every day.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I enjoy like rolling my eyes when tackiness is done great. It's like, okay, that was stupid, but that was pretty fucking cool. Like I think of like is it John Wick 2 where they're walking through a busy subway station. It's busy and they're literally just like shooting each other with suppressed guns, just
just like through people and shit.
Like it's just like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like it's so crazy.
See, that's one of those tropes that I don't ever want to leave, because like, you know, like by now everybody knows, like if you have a suppressed gun and you shoot it, like especially if it's in like a building, like you're still gonna hear it. It's not like a fucking zip noise. It's a fucking pop. You know, it's like just like a loud like thump. You know, so it's like 100% like in a real situation, those people would know that those two guys were shooting at each other. You know, so. But that's one of those things that I hope never goes away. I hope like people still think that suppressed guns just make no noise at all. You know, I hope that people still think that guns like rattle like fucking, you know, cans of M&Ms like when you move them around and shit.
Growing up, you were, you know, like obviously like you said, you wanted to be like a game designer and stuff like that. Was there a particular genre that was like to this day is like still just super enticing? Like if you could pick one genre to make like a 3 series of, like you get 1, 2, 3. Like is there a particular genre that like really resonates with you?
It's kind of hard because like when I say I wanted to be a game designer, that was like Young'nite Chris.
Sure. Yeah.
But the freaking wild thing is like I went into YouTube not really even being that much of a gamer.
Yeah.
And it like turned me into one.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if I was gonna make a game, I'd want to do like a horror game series, and I'd want to design a story, and I'd want to have a team to help me with like I said, just the thing I love about games right now is that because you have to invoke such feelings on people, certain genres have to put so much in to get that, and it's like a high reward if you make it work right. And I think horror gaming is one of those things because it's like people play those games and they get really into them and they get freaked the frick out, and it's just. You have the opportunity for such beautiful fucking work, whether it be audio or visuals. So I think that's why I would go with a horror game franchise.
So now you mentioned, you know, that's interesting that like you didn't really get into like the gamer community or whatever until you were on YouTube. Would you say that like video games aren't even like your favorite form of media? Like, is there a specific like unwind time for you where you're just like, I want to do this. I want to, you know, watch a movie or like a TV, or maybe I'm done streaming, but now I'm gonna play this other game. I mean, like, so like, do you go what I'm asking?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Well, like 24/7, I'm playing Pokemon Go, dude. I got the watch that goes and catches shit for me.
Really?
Yeah, bro. And I do like games like Rocket League. I unwind to, and it's not really a game I make content around, other than the occasional short, like I said. So I do play games. It's just I've never been the guy who's like, oh shit, these 6 games are coming out this year. I have to get them. Or, you know, I have no problem waiting 2 or 3 weeks after a game is released if I'm just like a little busy. There's games, all the games I grew up playing, because I kind of had a rough childhood. So all the games I grew up playing were like the hand-me-down games. And I just had a lot more going on where games weren't really where I was focused. But I did like a couple years ago I tried to broaden my perspective and try out more games, and that's really where I found like, oh shoot, I really am into this. I just need to find more of the games I was into. But I'm like a very creative person.
Yeah.
So I really fucking appreciate like other people being creative and the like the indie games and stuff.
Oh, 100%. That's this guy has showed me so much gold of just like, even if I'm not playing him, like I'm just so like, we noticed that yeah, dude, 2D side scrollers are coming back in a fucking beautiful way.
Yeah.
What did you say the other day? I love what you said. It's like at one point we forgot that like you just don't need.
Oh yeah, because I was playing. There was a lot of games that had come out on Game Pass that were like, you know, like pixelated games or like 2D side scrollers or something like that. And 2 like good examples of those that I was playing were, I'll say 3. It was Proteus or something like that, and it's like kind of a Doom ripoff. And when you play it, it's like the game itself, like you can tell like the details there and the lighting is there and everything like that, but it's also still kind of robotic and like a little pixelated on purpose.
Right.
You know, and they did that like kind of as an artistic direction for the game. And I fucking love it because it just gives me like old Doom nostalgia, but it still feels like a modern game. And then there was another game that I told them about. It was called, I think it was called Solaris. And it's kind of like a Resident Evil, like an old Resident Evil, like fucking almost kind of like a Metal Gear, you know, game, like where like it's like a survival game. You have like very limited ammo and resources, and you have to go figure out what's going on in this like spaceship or something. And it's super fucking scary, you know, for being like what it is. Like if I showed you, like pull it. Do you mind pulling up a clip of it?
What is it?
Solaris, I think it's called.
Solaris. Let's see. Let me take a look here.
You'll see what I mean. Like, let's see. I think that's what it's called.
No, I don't think this is it.
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't have any way to check right now.
Wait, try Stellaris.
Stellaris? Let's see.
Stella.
Yes. No, this is like.
Fuck.
Yeah. Fuck.
Damn,
That's a bummer.
I'm really bummed. Hold on.
Have you ever played like original Metal Gear or like the first Resident Evil? Like
Not Resident Evil, but Metal Gear. Yeah.
So yeah, you know how it's not a top down, but it's also not like a POV. It's kind of like that weird camera where it's like slightly tilted, and your guy like you can kind of just. It's hard to explain, but if we found it and showed you, it's just cool. And like the point that we were trying to get across is that like at one point, you know, in the last 5 years, people have just been kind of trained to just expect these AAA titles and nothing else, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's why it's so important to support, you know, the indie franchises, because some of the best games I've ever played to this day were just made by a group of goobers with a $50,000 budget, you know what I mean? And they're incredible.
Yeah, and that's a good point that I kind of want to touch on too, is that I've talked a lot about the graphics and what you can do with horror games, but like I said, creativity is so important and just in general. And you really see like stylistic choices that thrive so well, even just because someone doesn't have a budget, they choose to do it a certain way that works. And it's just crazy because you don't need these hyper realistic games that are infatuated with pushing your 4070 all the way or whatever.
Yeah, dude. Make my computer cry.
The indie games are so good because it's like the people who aren't backed by a huge company found a way to make their awesome idea into something.
Yeah.
And I don't care if the water doesn't shine.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you still get that kind of feeling of like, what is around that corner? Like this audio is tripping me out. And it's just, I really support stuff like that. And that's why I've started exploring the horror genre. Cause it's just, I feel like that's where you see a lot of the indie games.
Right. Yeah. I mean, totally. I mean, it's just definitely one of those things where I personally believe that I could never play a AAA title again if I still have access to indie games. But I also think you're a fucking fool now. Like, I can't get over people who pre-order games now, especially now. Like I was going to ask you earlier, like, were you ever like a midnight release guy ever, like in high school or after high school? Like I always had like a squad of like friends that were like, oh, dude, like after school, like this Friday, like we're all going to GameStop and like gonna get our pre-order bonus and like shit like that. Did you ever do that?
The only time I ever really did that was with the Pokemon games when their pre-order bonus made sense.
Yeah.
So somewhere around Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, shit was good. Soul Silver, Heart Gold.
It was good.
Yeah, Soul Silver, Heart Gold. You got cool action figures and stuff. Now, if you go and get a Pokemon game, you might get like 100 free in-game Pokeballs.
Dude.
And it's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest crippling thing is that, like, yeah, pre-order bonuses are just not bonuses anymore. Every game has in-game currency that you have to spend real money on. Like, it's just such a fucking bummer.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, like I remember like going back to Call of Duty. It's like, do you remember the fucking pre-order bonuses, dude? You got like an RC car, fucking night vision goggles.
Right. You got custom wraps and shit.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
I remember like with Borderlands, like with the Borderlands like 3, like even as recent as Borderlands 3, like you got like a big chest with like minifigures and a canvas map, and like yeah, it just doesn't fucking exist anymore.
What was sick was the pre-order for Jump Force. A lot of people don't like Jump Force, but they had a fucking statue of like, I think it was Goku Naruto and Ichigo.
Or it probably was either that or like Luffy.
No, Luffy was in there.
Yeah.
So maybe Ichigo wasn't there.
Yeah.
But like you had to pay a little bit more for it, but it was like pretty much only available for a long time if you pre-ordered that specific one. Yeah. I was like, that is hype as shit.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. First of all, anyone who says they don't like Jump Force should also say that they don't like fucking Smash Bros. It's literally just a multiversal fighter. Like that's literally all it is for fucking weebs. And I'm a smelly, stinky fucking My Hero Academia fan.
Oh,
so
did you see my tattoo?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You had the Froakie when we worked.
Hell
we
yeah,
worked
dude.
together. Yeah. Yeah. His Thirst Trap Froakie.
I love you guys.
Damn.
Her name's Froppy.
Or Froppy, not Froakie.
I thought it was
that's
Sticky.
a Pokemon.
That's
Yeah.
Pokemon again.
Damn. I suck.
So this is the game. I'm sorry. It's Signalis. So I was close. The game's called Signalis,
Yeah.
right? And you play this like android, I don't know. She's like a robot chick, and she's like designated for like helping humans or something.
You know what it reminds me of? Do you remember when PewDiePie was playing like those Flash player games? They all looked like little Pokemon sprites, but then like every now and again like they would zoom in for some creepy shit, like some creepy fucking like Japanese ghost shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's like this, like it's like this game does that a lot. So I'll have to send you like a trailer or something. But yeah, it kind of looks like Resident Evil or like Metal Gear. You know, so it's like a weird top down, and yeah, it's like a sci-fi game. But dude,
You know what it reminds me a lot of? Have you ever played Metroid Fusion?
No.
So, in my opinion, Metroid Fusion is the scariest of all the Metroid games, and I almost feel like it's partially because it's a 2D side scroller one. You know, because they had like what was it, Metroid Prime Dark or whatever the fuck they were, and those were scary. But like, there's one the scariest part about it is like that game has kind of like a Mr. X type character in it, which is the Samus X.
Yeah.
You know, and all it is, it's like it's an alien that like possessed your suit, your old suit, pretty much. So you have a new suit that's like integrated with this other type of alien.
Yeah, Venom.
Yeah. Pretty much. Look up the Samus X picture, because there's a part in the game, like the first time you see her, it's so fucking scary because like you don't know what's going on. You're just again like classic, that fucking picture.
this one,
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and it's like the you're just walking around trying to figure out what's going on. You don't even fight any enemies really, and any enemies you do find are like little like one shot, like they're dead, you know. And then like you're like, okay, I guess we're done here. I'm gonna go back to my ship, and then like you leave the room, and then the camera doesn't follow you, and it just stays like where you're at, and then you just see a wall explode, and then you see that thing walk out. You just see because she's also Samus at full power.
Yeah.
Right, and you have like nothing at this point in the game.
Right.
So you see her like she's not with you, but you see her walk in the frame, and then she stares directly at the player. Right, she stares directly at the player, and then it zooms in and it goes. Look, it makes a scary like noise.
Jesus Christ, that's terrifying.
Do you want to find a good clip of it real quick? I would love it if we could show that.
We can't. Fuck. Sorry, buddy, we can't. Yeah, I know he gets really excited for video game
It
stuff.
traumatized me.
I can
as a
vision
child.
it though.
Yeah.
Or envision
But-
it.
Yeah, and it's like throughout the whole game there are different parts where she'll like chase you down and stuff like that, and you can't fight her. Like you can't. I don't even think you can really deal damage to her until like the very end of the game. But like she'll fucking like rampage after you, and it's just like I don't know what it is. I think it's the fact that you only have 2 directions to go that makes it scarier. You know?
Oh, dude, absolutely.
Like I don't know. I fucking love games that do shit like that well, and I think that's why I really like that Signalis game, because it's just one of those like. You're very limited in how you're able to defend yourself, kind of like Outlast too. Like, you know, you're just some guy.
And we're back full circle, baby. Yeah, fuck that game.
And we're back at the start.
Dude, I knew this was going to be the video game show for sure, but like that game in particular too is like I've seen some pretty fucking crazy movies. Like I remember spending like after high school, the most depressed I've ever been. I just like watched like this, like Reddit showed me this list of like banned movies, like movies that are just so fucking heinous that they weren't like playable in like public areas. And like I was like, that's fucking nuts. And then I started seeing that go into like video game media. Like I always think about the DLC for Outlast with the crazy fucking husband guy who just like wants to make you his wife. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Dude, like remember that introduction to him? How he just wants to fucking cut your pee-pee off and stuff like that, dude? Like, and like you just see it right there and you're about to do it. Like I remember feeling fear. I'm just like, oh, like it's like, you know what I mean? Like, and like just, you know, Deus Ex Machina kicks in and then you get to run away from him. But like, dude, there are just some games I'm like, no fucking way this is happening right now.
Yeah.
Like I look at Dead Space 2, like the intro to Dead Space 2, where that guy's trying to save you and then just gets fucking impregnated by one of the fucking necromorphs or whatever.
Dude, and my playthrough right now is on hard because I was like, dude, people love to see me struggle. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
People pray for my downfall.
yeah, like, and that's what you know, I'm not sitting here trying to have like a easy time and blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to like make this a fucking experience. And it gets bad sometimes because of like the difficulty. They throw fucking everything at you and you finally think you have a break. And then the regular thing that happens regardless of the difficulty happens. And that like is now pushing you further than it's supposed to because of your higher difficulty. Like you're like, fuck, I just fought like 8 necromorphs in one room.
Yeah. Well, it's like games like Doom and again Dead Space. Like, didn't Dead Space, like the hardest difficulty, you could save what, 2 times the entire
I think
game?
it was something like that.
Like that's just pure sadism, dude. Like I don't understand anyone who's just like, unless you're doing like a speed run, like and you're trying to impress. Like I will watch Doom Eternal runs on like Ultra Nightmare.
Oh my god,
and it's like,
dude.
yeah, oh, you're sweaty sweat. You haven't touched grass in like 5 months, but like, I'm just saying, like to the average person, like even when we were in high school, and like I had friends that were like, oh, dude, I just beat Halo Reach on Legendary. I'm like, so you didn't enjoy the game, is what you're saying?
Oh, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, I don't. Dude,
That's
no,
a
dude.
shit take.
I can't like just like I'm not saying like you need to play on easy, but I'm just like
because that was a poor example because Halo on Legendary is not overkill.
no, it's not.
It's like you definitely feel like, accomplished when you
You
beat a
do,
level on
but you're
Legendary.
also a fucking Spartan, and so it's like it just in my head, it's just like, why am I dying in 2 shots? Like,
No, I agree with Christian on this. Bad take.
all right, well, I quit, so
So like on I'll give you an example. So like on like well Dead Space was a good one. Any permadeath thing.
Yeah.
You know, if it's like, bro, I'll get so mad if it's like permadeath, like where it's like, oh, you got to level 4 of 8, and then you died, and now you have to start over. Like I'm throwing that console out the window. Like
I think it's an excellent marketing strategy because you're only going to play that game until you beat it.
That's true. Yeah.
So
or like Deep Rock. Like you said, you play Deep Rock. Have you played it on like really like level 4 hazard or whatever? Like,
No, nowhere near.
So I usually play on level 3 hazard, so 75%.
Solo.
Yeah, solo.
All right, well.
No.
You
it's
don't
not-
got to flex right
I'm
now,
not
my
trying-
guy.
I'm not trying to because I still haven't unlocked level 5 because I tried level 4 and I was like, fuck this game. Because it's like, I mean, I've showed you and you've played it, so it's like, you know, you just walk around mining shit or repairing shit, and then like periodically like swarms of bugs will come and try to kill you, right? So on the highest difficulty you can go to before you unlock the most difficult, it's like, so you know, like, have you ever had like a swarm that come and hit you and you're just like, oh my god, like you're like, you know, so like in like the second to highest level difficulty, it's constant. Like no matter what you're trying to do, it's like you're just it's constant in the sense like it's not like just a constant wave of bugs trying to kill you, but it's like there's always bugs around.
Right.
So like you could be like it's like you're like mining, fuck, like doing this, and then you get shot by something, and you're like, where the fuck is it? And you're just so it's just like it's very tedious and a lot more annoying, and that's why I keep trying to get him to play with me because I'm like, fuck, this would be easier if I just had someone watching my back right now.
Yeah.
And
yeah, dude, like that's just not enjoyable for me. Any of the hardest difficulties, I'm just like, dude, I'm trying to play this game because I don't want to think about real life right now. And like, I don't want to like clean sweep it, but I just think there's nothing wrong with just a little bit of a hardy challenge, which is why I will always say this: the people who gatekept Dark Souls were like my fucking mortal enemies. Like when those games were out, because I'm like, I'm allowed to say this game's fucking hard, guys.
Yeah.
like I'm so sick of just like going on Reddit and being like, hey, where do I find this one Estus shard? Oh, it's easy. You get good.
First of all, you get good.
Yeah. I do think there's a balance though, like between like your two stances though. Like when it gets to the point of just pure like self-destruction, you're like, you get one save, you can't use this item, you get whatever. Like I've seen some games that have some real fucking limiting aspects to their higher difficulty, whereas like some games are just like, oh, enemies can take more hits or there's a couple more enemies, but some games really push it into like really just making you
Just like you're the
not
biggest
want to
bitch
be
in the
alive.
game. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's how like Ultimate Vault Hunter mode is in
Oh yeah,
Borderlands.
dude, that game's impossible. Like Borderlands, was it 2?
2.
Borderlands 2 was impossible to play like on like the highest difficulty
yourself.
with like the difficulty modifiers.
Yeah,
even.
yeah.
It was so pointless to even try.
Like baby grunts.
you get
were
two
just-
shot by like the smallest enemy.
Yeah,
like,
it's fucking crazy.
Stupid. Why do I even have a shield? That's how it felt. Like,
Phasmophobia has around Halloween they released their nightmare mode,
Uh-huh.
which is semi doable.
huh.
But at the end of the day, you only get 2 pieces of evidence to pick the ghost right. You need 3, and you have to identify ghost behaviors with no proof of evidence. So by the end of it, you just have to have a really good guess.
Wow.
And the whole time while you're trying to find these behaviors, the ghosts are more aggressive, and you're more likely to die. And I guess they've introduced a difficulty even higher than that. And I'm done, dude. Like,
Yeah, dude.
I won't.
You're
I
just,
won't.
You're just some guy walking in with no expertise.
That's
Just
what I'm saying. Like,
think-
at
like-
the hardest difficulty, you're just some dude who got all this ghost hunting equipment, and there's like, figure it out, stupid. Like,
Yeah.
Here's one device. Go.
Yeah. Oh, you saw some
tell me
ghost
what that
fingerprints. You know how many of them leave those? Oh,
You know what game I think does that very well? I'm sorry. It's like this is like the whole episode. Just you know what I think? I think a game that does that very well was. Did you ever play Monster Hunter World?
no.
Oh my god, that game was so cool. It's better than the newest one by a long shot. Just because there was like a whole. Have you played any of the Monster Hunter games?
No, I haven't.
So pretty much what it is you're like a kaiju hunter, right? You're just like it's like semi like medieval or something
Yeah.
like that. But you also have like gunpowder based like weapons, like guns and like swords that transform and shit.
Yeah.
Right. And the whole thing is like you're gonna go into this area and try to hunt down this fucking dinosaur or something. You know, and in Monster Hunter World, they got rid of loading screens, so it's just a big ass fucking jungle map that you have to run around, and then you have to find like clues and evidence on how to track the monster. So you find like poop piles or like scratches in rocks, you know, or like whatever it like left its scent here.
dinosaur shit.
Yeah, literally, literally. My favorite thing is like to pick up some of the shit. And then you just throw it at the dinosaur, just like fucking drop this.
Yeah.
But
Hey, asshole.
But it's cool because like you can like you level up your like tracking of the dinosaur like throughout the levels. So like
Right.
you know you picked up all these like little clues and evidence or whatever. So you're now like once you like maxed it out for that dinosaur, it's like you can see it anywhere it is on the map after that. So it's like really easy to find once you've done the work to like track it.
Yeah.
So it's just I don't know, like I kind of like that game because you're also like yes you wield like giant weapons and stuff like that, but you're also you have to be very strategic because like yeah, if you have a great sword, you're gonna walk at like 2 miles an hour, you know, or if you have a gun, you know, you're gonna like be lugging that thing around, and it's gonna like wear down your stamina and shit. So you have to make sure you have like potions and like you know food because your guy gets hungry too, so you have to like cook like your food while you're out in the field. And then every monster also like behaves differently. Like they're gonna do different things before they do certain attacks, kind of like old like you know Japanese game style where there's like little tells on like how they're gonna attack. So I don't know. I just like there's a lot of little details in like that game specifically that I'm like, wow, like good job. You know, that's my whole TED talk on that. I'm sorry.
I just love how excited you get. That's all.
I do love that game.
Yeah.
The new one sucks.
Christian
but
do be loving games. So, you know, we're kind of rounding up. We got about 15 more minutes. I know we were going to, you know, just because, you know, time permitting and stuff like that, we're not really going to take a break halfway through or anything like that. So I've been kind of wanting to know, you run, it is your Discord server.
Yeah.
You know, you have a lot of content creators on there. I just want to say, no, we've never really talked about it, but I'm super impressed with how well you run that thing. You know, all the different channels and how nice you keep it and all that stuff. I still don't know how to use fucking Discord. So
Figure it out.
I know, just get good,
Just
dude.
kidding.
Yeah.
Well, take it off hard mode.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, like, what's in your future with that kind of stuff? I mean, you definitely seem like you are very, you know, community comes first kind of thing. You know, so it seems like you involve them a lot. You know, you give people platforms. Like, I love that when people stream, like, there's tags that just come on the Discord, like this person started streaming. So I mean, like, what's next for you? I mean, is there anything like kind of like big in the works regarding the community, or maybe just like yourself?
Well, I'm glad you pointed that out. I just, you know, I do want to build a community. Everything's super creative, and I am the people that are passionate about this kind of stuff. Like, you know, you need encouragement, dude.
Yeah.
You know, like
Homies
this is a
help
lot
homies.
of work.
Yeah.
And I'm not in here to be like the most famous guy or do whatever. You know, like I want to be around people who are creative and give me ideas and are exploring things themselves. And I feel like a lot of content creators, once they get past the first hurdle and if they decide to stick with it, you know, they're people who know what they're passionate about. And I don't know. I just really like supporting other people.
Yeah, got it. That's a great trait to have.
But yeah, community wise, like there's just so much cool stuff. I don't really have a huge amount of community engagement yet.
Yeah.
It's growing, but I just like the idea. Like I have a Minecraft realm that I pay for every month that anybody in my server can just be a part of. And it's just one way for people to like have an outlet through me to interact with, you know, other people.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to do that's going to involve some of my Discord community members is the draft league is going to start up again in a couple months and whatever. I want to do a teaser video. And this is the first time I've publicly said it, but it's not that big of a deal.
Snap.
But I want to do a teaser video before the season starts of all the MVP Pokemon from my previous teams, as if they were being interviewed, talking shit about the teams that they're about to go up against.
Like a UFC fight, just like a
Yeah,
promo.
yeah. And I'm gonna like Photoshop it or edit it. So like, let me back up. So I'm gonna recruit people to basically each be like the voices of these Pokemon, and I'm gonna write the script for it. And it's not going to be very long. It'll be like 7 or 8 minutes or whatever.
I throw my submission in the ring, dude.
But I'm going to pick Pokemon and like say Gengar, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to cut Gengar's mouth out. I'm going to have the person record a video of them reading the script and whatever. And the video will not be them. It'll be Gengar and it'll just be the person's actual lips moving and their voice. And it'll like Gengar shit talking whoever as like
a wrestler.
just someone
Like, hey yo, Rapidash,
Yeah.
little bitch.
Yeah.
Watch me cast that hypnosis. They'll be asleep for 3 turns.
Right.
You think you could stand against my Dream Eater, bitch? What are you, a flaming unicorn? Fuck you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna need to recruit some people to like, and it's minimal, right? Minimal.
Right.
I'm doing all the major work, but that'll be a little bit of a community project, and I'm so fucking excited for it because it's just gonna be stupid funny.
That'll be funny.
That'd be awesome,
I'd watch
dude.
that. That sounds
Yeah,
hilarious.
Yeah.
fuck yeah, man. I love to see how creative you are and that kind of stuff. And you know, to your point, it's like, yeah, you can't tear people down while you're building yourself up, you know? And it's just like a success for your friend should be a pseudo success for you, you know,
Right.
because you're proud of them and stuff like that. I've been a part of certain communities where it's like, I said this on the last episode, that, you know, like when I was doing comedy, that community, at least in my own personal experience, there was no homies helping homies because everyone's after your job. Like we're all trying to, you know, be famous. So it's like, why would I give you these hookups and not just take them myself? Right. Whereas like in this community, where whether it be, you know, podcasting or streaming or when I was like doing photography and stuff like that, just to see like just the communities of just like, yeah, man, like let's do it up, you know, let's collaborate, let's do that. Like it's so cool, you know.
Yeah.
Like you know, you gave me an opportunity to just help you out with a few videos, and I had a fucking blast. And you helped me. You rated my stream a couple times, which you know, it's like super fun to see. You know, you're still all around good guy, man. And so it's like I hope that, you know, just like with this show, which, you know, thank you for your kind words outside before we started. You know, I hope that you're, you know, going the distance. You know, doesn't seem like you're slowing down anytime soon. If anything, it's kind of the opposite.
Yeah, this year is definitely going to be. I've got myself on track with content creation this year, and I'm taking breaks here and there, mental health, all
You
that.
gotta.
But I've really like put a focus on my values as far as content creation, and I'm really leaning into the creative elements of it. So I'm just absolutely juiced for this year.
Cool, man.
So
That's fucking awesome, dude. You know, it was super amazing to have you on. This has been a long time. I was like, well, what did I do? I thought he was over here like, I was like, what did I do?
yeah, he's like, I fucking hate this
Not
guy,
taking
man.
information.
Never again. Yeah.
No, man, we had a blast having you on, and I definitely hope this isn't the last time. Thank you so much for having us. Where can we find you? If you want to go ahead and plug all your socials or YouTube channel and all that stuff. I will have everything also in the YouTube description of this video, but if you want to go ahead, and where can we find you?
Yeah, so on most places you can find me as Chrisellaneous, ChrisLaneous.
It's a fucking nightmare to
Yeah,
spell.
dude. It's the whole thing. But sometimes TTV_Chrisellaneous. But I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch. The biggest ones are YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. If you're following me there, you're going to get so much diverse content from me. And, everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. I just love making friends and...
Except for Team Instinct.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Team
don't.
Instinct, yeah.
You're not allowed to be on. Yeah. Cool, man. Christian, what about you? What else you got?
I like how you did your name as Chrisellaneous. I think that's really creative.
What's your Xbox name?
Huh?
What's your Xbox name?
Chris Cross, Chris Cryo, or
Chris Sinister?
Dude,
Chris Sinister is my favorite one that I have. That's my Instagram one.
if Chris crossed applesauce, what's he gonna do to you?
Hey, that's dope.
Real quick, I remember one time on Xbox 360, I saw another crisscross on there, and I was like, "Hey, cool, man, we have the same name." He was like, "Fuck you, bitch!"
Yeah,
I had this name first. Fuck you.
you're like, yo, dude, let's be bros. You're like,
Damn,
Yeah,
I
I've
remember
never-
the good old 360 days.
Oh,
man.
good old 360 days. I've never had a play on words for my name. I'm just Pudgy the Mage on Twitch. But patreon.com/Basement Dweller Productions. If you want to support the show, we do have a link tree. You guys know how that goes. We'll post all that. Christian, I love you lots. Chris, thank you so much for meeting us today earlier than normal. I'm glad it worked out for you too.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys next week.
bye.
Bye-bye.
If you like what you heard, type it to their Instagram and Twitter. The information's right below with their email.
It's time you bit the bullet and started caring about something with all your heart and energy.
Be sure to log into the channel by subscribing and check out the previous episodes. But until then, we'll see you next week with a new one. We out for now.